Hello and welcome to another episode of me painting again. Oh yes, we're painting again. So I'm getting some sap green in with some ultramarine blue. Sap green and ultramarine blue. I'm going to paint this wood scene, and I really liked the way the sky was lighting up one side of the tree, because it'd been raining, but it had dried a little bit. So I'm going to paint that. Don't forget, if you want to paint this painting, because I know I've had a few people ask, why don't you show the reference pictures? It's mainly because I always change it completely, and they're not very good pictures. It's just the idea I like, to be honest, and that's what I want to paint, the idea, not so much the photo. But you can always go to the end of the video and take a screenshot of the painting, and then you've got an idea to paint if that's what you want to do. I've got no problem with that. Zip. So this is all like where the green is, and then there's like the ground there, and some of the areas there's some light showing through, but I just want to get some greens, different greens, blues, just grab some colour and then chuck it on. It's good fun, it's painting, isn't it? It really is good fun. I do enjoy myself. It's quite a relaxing thing to do. About there. So if you want like a clean line all the way around your painting, and you don't really like this roughness that I do, because I like scan my picture and then I can crop it if I want to, and I'll just crop out the rubbish bits. And but you can, what I used to do is get some masking tape and mask off an area, and that way you can take it off at the end and get a clean line all the way around your painting. That works quite nice actually. But I did have some issues. Warning. I did have some issues with the masking tape pulling off some of the paper, and so you need to make your masking tape a bit weaker by like sticking it on your trousers or your jeans or whatever a few times just to weaken it. Yes, it was a bit annoying because I did a really nice painting and then that happened, and ever since then I was like, right, I'm not doing that anymore. But I have tried it since, and some paper, like this paper, I think it would be fine on, but some of it sort of pulls away easier. But this seems to be quite nice. Anyway, just an option for you. So I'm going to grabbing a bit of yellow with a bit of a dirty brush and some white. Yellow and white. And I'm going to throw that in this gap. It's going to mix a little bit with the colours. That's alright. I don't mind that actually. Get some of these little yellow spots here and there. Got a little bit of a cadmium yellow on my brush now, and we'll put in some light areas. It's still wet, so you'll get, well, what I'm doing, it's still wet, so I'll get some different colours which is alright. Yes, this is what it was like. The sun was quite low, but it was getting some nice light over there, and then the rest, it was dullish. Different greens, some of it a little bit more warmer, a bit more cadmium and sap green, and I can get a different colour like that. I can think of like leaf shapes and things. Be quite abstract as well. What's this word, abstract? How could you say abstract? You don't know anything about abstract. Yep, it's very true. I don't really know. But what I do like is random shapes. And to me that's abstract. I haven't really studied abstract, to be honest, but that's what I think. Randomness. Non too like things that you do that you haven't thought about very well. That's what I thought abstract was. But now I don't think it is that, because I think people really think about it. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about, so let's just carry on painting. I'm just throwing in some different shapes over the top of this, and I'm just spinning my brush, getting some different blues and things, just for our background. I mean, this is easy, isn't it? This is just, whoops, hit the camera there. This is just having fun, just slopping in some colours, getting some shapes and things, and then happy days. Now, I'm going to put a ground in. I'm going to get a bit of brown. Bit of the old brown. Burnt umber, bit of blue in it, bit more blue in it, maybe a little bit of ivory black. You see, as you know, ivory black and burnt umber makes Van Dyke brown. You may know that, you may not know that. I have mentioned it before, but if you've never heard of that before, and and your art teacher has said never use ivory black, it's horrendous. Right, everyone put on some Van Dyke brown on the palette. But Mr. Art Teacher, sir, I've read that Van Dyke brown has ivory black in it. Oh no! Throw it all away. I'm just making stuff up. I don't know if that's ever happened. I've just heard so many times about the black thing. It just makes me laugh. But I tell you what, there's some truth in it, because I did a painting and I did a black background, and it was of some fruit, and I've had it on my wall, and I've been looking at it, and I'm thinking, I really wish I had a purple background and not a black background on that painting, because I feel like the black is just a bit too, as they say, a dead colour. And I've never seen it before as that, and it isn't always like that, because sometimes a nice black can really bring out the colours in a painting. But on that one specifically, I thought that. But as a student of art, as a forever student, as I call myself, we will still keep working that one out. Some of these trees, I'm just making a bluey brown. Some of them have got a bit more light to them than others. One of them is quite green actually. I'll just grab it. Oh, there's a bit of orange gone in my colour. Whoops. Oh well, see what it looks like. Not bad. It's a bit of a entwined tree. Like that. Yeah. Need a bit more of a yellow ochre colour for this tree here. It sort of goes there. Goes in front like there. And that one's got a bit of light there. And it's got a great big branch that goes brum, 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 brum. Always used to walk in this area. I always find it interesting. And when I went back, took a few pictures. I still find it quite interesting. A bit of yellow on this tree, yellow ochre. I'll leave that one, maybe a little light there. Maybe that needs thickening a bit, like that. Quite like that. I know it's a bit shiny. You can sort of see what I got up to. So the ground, before I start slopping a load of colour on, I'm going to get this yellow ochre, maybe in a bit of brown. Get a few different colours on my brush. I'll start dry brushing a bit of colour on. So the reason I wait until my brush is a bit drier to do things like that is then you get the gaps in the in your paint. I've gone a little bit lighter because you couldn't really see that one. And we can have a bit of light in here, which is a bit better. You can see that. Yeah, as it dries, you'll be able to see it better. It's the only thing with the old watercolours. You do get that issue when filming, but you see, what I can see is slightly different to what I could see probably it like that because of the angle that I'm sat. Because of my light where it is and where everything is, I've not been able to get it any better than this really. So just have to go with it. At least it helps a little bit. You're always trying to make your channel better, but you can only do so much, can't you? We are not professional video makers. We are only painters that have got cameras. Anyway, that's enough excuses. Let's just keep painting. Paint. I'm getting some more light over this. See, I'm just like picking out areas and I'm just flicking a few shapes here and there that's caught a bit of light, moving it around. And you'll find from painting trees, when you've painted a few of quite a lot, you start noticing there is sort of patterns and things. Patterns out there, some nice shapes. I love being in the woods. I really do. Okie dokie dokie doo, there we go. I like that shape that I created there. I do quite like that sort of shape there. It works really nice. But you can see all these little bits of light in amongst the dark. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this tree right here. There's a tree right here. And this is the whole reason for this painting, actually, this tree. Because it has blue on it. And that's what I liked. I'm going to put a bit more yellow ochre on the ground. Bit of yellow ochre on my brush. I want this light. There's some light in areas and I want that on. Use my finger to just smudge it a bit. There's light there as well. I have to do it with a single stroke because it'll blend a little bit away. Might get a bit of Naples yellow in my colour. That might help actually. Yeah, it does. It does, it does, it does. Something like that. And we can go back to a dark brown there. Yeah, something like that. Quite like that actually. I do quite like it. So, all this talk about black being terrible, I'm going to get some ivory black. And I'm going to get a bit of red. A bit of this red and ivory black. I think what it is I've realised why Van Gogh used, or I should say Vincent, because I always say that name wrong, why Vincent used colours as his backgrounds rather than just having it black. There's certain things that I'm discovering now as a painter that's gonna hopefully take me to the next level of artistry that would be so highly skilled that people will look at my paintings with awe. I make myself laugh. I'm just, here we go, there's the separation of that tree, yes. And it sort of goes that way. And then we've got a load of darker leaves in front of this tree. And there's all these roots that sort of go like that. That's quite nice. That is quite nice. And I'm going to use this colour actually as well for this tree that's here. There's another. Maybe I'll edit this one out. There's one there, but I'm going to edit it out now. Changed my mind. But I do like this one that's here. It sort of goes. It's more of a greeny black. So I'm going to get some sap green and ivory black. And it goes bobbly, 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 bobbly. Bobbly, 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 bobbly. Like that. It's got a bobbliness to it. There we go. Bobbly, bobbly, bobbly. And that's got a bit of a greeny blub, 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 blub to it as well. Yeah, like that. It's quite nice. All will be revealed in a minute. Something like that. I've moved my screen so I can see what I'm painting a bit better. So I can look and see what you're seeing, and then I can show you. Show you how great it is. Yeah, I haven't said that in a while. When you're painting, do build yourself up a bit, because you want to be pulling yourself up, not pulling yourself down when you're painting. Build yourself up a bit, get excited, enjoy what you're doing. Because it's very easy to start thinking, oh, this painting's going to be rubbish, this isn't going to work out, nothing's going to work, it's going to be awful, and then at the end of the day I'm going to have an awful painting, so what's the point? So we all, we can think like that quite easily. That's the easy way of thinking, isn't it? What you want to be thinking is, I'm enjoying my painting process, and if I'm enjoying it, number one, well, that's a win, isn't it? Because you're enjoying it. That's number one. Number two, if you're enjoying it, you're going to want to do it more. So I'm getting some, this is a blue and white. Oh no, I've had a paint disaster. How have I done this? I'll have to pause the video. I've washed my paint, washed the paint off me. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Black paint everywhere. It was getting on my sketchbook, that's why I was like, ooh, ooh. So blue and white, we've got the light coming from above, which is the sky, so you get some sky blue on the tree, which is what I thought was awesome, so I thought I'll put it in. Happens when the trees are wet and they become very reflective, you get this sort of look on them. Yeah, like I said, there's loads of roots that are sort of hanging out here. Like that. Yeah, it's quite nice actually. A little bit less there, a little bit more, a little bit less. There's a bit in there as well. Beep. Oh, I've just noticed a branch that's like on its side, which I didn't notice before. Oh, just washed the blue off my brush and just realised I need it still. Because there's some light hitting this side as well. Just going bloop, bloop, bloop. Whoop. Yeah. Now, there is a tree right here. And it covers everything. There's a hint of this in that as well. You can just about see it. Yeah, so now we've got this other tree. Do we put it in? I don't know. What I'll do now, actually, is I want to improve the ground a bit. It needs a bit more of a colour in amongst it. So I'm thinking a bit of burnt sienna, get a little bit of warmth in this ground, because it's very dull and not that great, to be honest. Very colour free, and I want it to have a bit more colour, really. As things have dried a little bit, we can do this as well. That's nicer. That is nicer. I also want, because there's all these different colours of greens and yellows everywhere, I'm going to pick up some on the brush and just flick some colour on the ground as well. There's some spots here and there. You can cover up your paper when you do this so it only hits certain areas. I tend to just move it around if I don't like it. There we go. Got some areas anyway. That's what we wanted. If you want some specific spots, you can always get the liner. Got some Naples yellow. Got some light dots here and there. Leaves that have fallen and stuff. In the light, where the light's breaking. Get a little bit of the burnt sienna as well. Smaller dots there, bigger dots, bigger marks up here. Go back to the little dots, a little pressure, and then just big pressure at the front. Create that illusion of scale. You can even use your finger to pick some of that paint up if you want to dull it down a little bit. Using a bit of the dark colour with the red, I'm going to start creating some of these roots a little bit better as well. Bit of shape in there. That's a bit nicer. There's also, could go a bit there. Yeah, you can really go for it. There is some more roots that are there as well. A nice dark and then have some of that light on top. In fact, there it would have more of the sunlight on it, sort of hitting that bit there. A little bit. This bit's a bit darker, and it gets quite a lot darker in the quite a bit darker in this area. Just get some of this blue and I'm just going to use the blue just to darken that bit. A bit there. Because you need dark areas and light areas. And then we've got these really dark leaves that sort of a dark green over here. I'll go over this bit. I'm going to put a few of them in. So we're creating quite a lot of depth in the painting. I'm not sure if I want them there now. That's better. Put my blue back in. I didn't really like it covering that because I quite like that. Just paint that back in there. Quite like it. Yeah. So we're about there. Put a few like blue dots in there as well. Bit of the leaves that are picking up some colour. We've got I think I will put the tree in here. There is a tree there, but I'm going to put it here instead. So we can go. I might just paint half of it as well. The power, eh? The power goes like there. Don't want to paint the whole thing. It's quite smooth as well. It's got a hint of blues on it. More greys than blues, there's hints of colour. I'll put some on. There we go. There we go. Look at that tree there. So yeah, we've got a nice bit of a scene. Trees in the woods, some leaves, some nice colours. I'm just going to pull that across that. Just to break that up a bit. There's the different things you can do, different things you can add. But yeah, I just really like this tree. I just really like the blue on it. I really thought, oh yes, that looks ace, I want to paint that. And that's basically what I think about painting anything. I'm like, oh, that'll look good, and just go for it, and have a go at painting what you want to paint. Come up with ideas around what you liked, and then take it further and enjoy yourself. Build yourself up and have fun. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you at another one. Cheers, bye.